It's caused by fire. Deputy Commissioner of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Office in charge of fire safety and prevention and investigation, Mr. Sean Martin, is here with us this morning. Morning, sir. Welcome to Smile Jamaica.
Good morning to your listeners.
When Dale and I, when we were telling the folks what's coming up on the show this morning, and I mentioned that you'll be here, I said I wanted to ask you about your colleagues and how difficult it must be for you to go into a home and find dead bodies, whether kids or not, but especially kids. What happens to those people after something like that? How traumatizing that might be for them?
Well, I can speak from first-hand experience. It is very traumatizing. It's not something you get out of your head quickly. It's something you think about. So what was done for those officers who would have responded to that particular incident, the Assistant Commissioner in charge of the area, Julian Davis Buckler, she would have organized some counseling through the Minister's Fraternal to debrief and for persons to talk about the experience and how it impacted them. Jamaica Fire Brigade have a health plan, and we have psychologists and psychiatrists on the plan. So persons who we identify that might need additional help will be referred and can be referred. But persons don't need to be referred because firefighters know that these psychologists and psychiatrists are on the plan. They can make an appointment and go see them to speak to them. But it is still a challenge in our society because most persons still believe that when you're talking to a psychiatrist, something has gone mental because we have not accepted mental health as a normal part of our healthcare system where we can go and talk through our issues so that we can get them out of our system.
Yep. Just before Delia, when you enter the fire service, are you told that it is possible that you're going end up seeing dead bodies?
Yes.
Are you told how you can deal with it from day one?
Well, yes. So when you join the fire brigade at the training school, you are told as to exactly the kind of job you're getting into. We respond to motor vehicle accident. There are times when you go to a motor vehicle accident, it is gruesome. You see a hand there, you see a foot there.
Oui.
These are things that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can speak from experience again. Sometimes you go home, you don't want to eat meat for a couple of days. You keep thinking about what you saw. And sometimes you try to see how you deal with it. The thing that we need to accept is that sometimes we have to talk to people to help us get through it, people who have the experience.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about fire safety awareness, because how can we prevent home fires?
All right. That's a very interesting question. And this latest incident leave me thinking back and wondering how different we could package the message so persons can get it. Because we have been doing this message. We spoke last year about October. And we spoke about the need not to leave children at home unsupervised, right here on this set. We spoke about how to ensure that you have genuine connection to your electrical supplies. Because
what does that mean?
Huh?
What does that mean?
You want to be connected by GPS. You don't want to be stealing electricity. We speak about that and the danger it poses to life and property. Right here on this set, we did. And we spoke about how we can get smart devices into our homes, like smoke detectors, because these things detect fires. We discover it. When we discover fire, most of the times, it doesn't give us adequate time to get out of a building, especially at night. When we spoke last year, right here, and we said that over 95% of fire deaths in Jamaica occur in the home at night, normally when people are sleeping. These devices like smoke detectors, it will alarm you. It will get you out of bed and let you become aware. We say that if you don't have these devices in your house and you're depending on the heat from the fire to wake you, and the smoke, that will not wake you. The smoke will put you in a deeper sleep because carbon monoxide, it impacts your brain, and it kind of let you become nauseous. So you will not be awakened. The only thing that will wake you is the heat. And when the heat is hot enough to wake you, I dare say it is too late. And that is why we keep emphasizing, do not leave children unsupervised, because their senses of how to react is not at that level. So supervision is key. We speak about having a fire drill in the home and having an escape plan where persons know what to do in the event of an emergency. And we are saying these are things that people should do because the threat of death is real. Between 2015 to now, we would have lost 353 persons as a result of fire. Out of that, 50 children would have lost their lives.
50.
50 children. These are preventable deaths if we just
Since
take...
when? Since when?
Since 2015. 300, and we lose an average of 30 plus persons per year to fire. And these are all preventable deaths.
Is there a, I don't know if the word is commonality, but is there something common about all these fires?
Yes.
And that would be what?
Yes. So one of the commonality we find about these fires, most of the times when we have children deaths, the children are not properly supervised.
I kind of meant of how the fire would have started.
All right, yes. So one of the common, so electricity, especially illegal connection of electricity. Our investigation has revealed that a lot of these house fires are caused by illegal connection to the grid. Because
And what happens? They don't connect it properly, and what happens?
did not get a legal, so basically
No,
you
but
choke
why would the
somewhere.
fire start though?
Well, put it this way. When you have a property, an electrician string that property properly, if there's a short circuit or if there's an overload of the power supply, your breaker will trip because it is designed that way. That's a safety feature, that's a safety mechanism. You are able to regulate it. They use the appropriate wire sizes, because wire size is important to current supply. If the wire is too small and it is drawing too much current, then the wire will overheat and the wire will start a fire because the wire was not designed to handle that load. If you have some small little extension that people use at home, and normally sometimes when you plug those extensions in, and if you plug an iron onto it, you realize that the cord gets very, very hot. That's because that piece of extension was not designed to carry that load. So when people throw up on the JPS grid, they are not using the wire which is specified to carry the load, and the wire overheats and it starts a fire. And that is why it is important to get your supply connected properly by a licensed electrician and goes to the JPS grid. You will prevent a lot of these fires.
All right, so continuing on Neville's question, the electricity is one. Are we finding candles, lighters?
Yes, so one of the things that we find also, candles. And that is why even last year we speak right here in October about the Jamaica Fire Brigade is discouraging the use of candles, because we're saying we have a lot of alternative now. You have battery-powered lanterns. You have electrical-powered lanterns. So if you don't even, you have solar-powered lantern, and these are not very expensive. They are reasonable price. So if you have a battery-powered lantern, you will remove that risk, because with candles normally burn, and you even have electrical candles now that you don't, so you get the same aura in terms of smell, in terms of fragrance from the candle, but it's electrical, so it removes that risk. Because when you put a candle on something that is combustible, meaning something that will burn, that candle, when it burns itself down, it will probably start a fire. If it comes close enough to a curtain, it will start a fire. So candle is another reason that we have a lot of fires. Or even your kerosene lantern. Some of these things cause fire. Yeah. But based on where technology is, we are encouraging persons to move away from these devices because you have safer devices that you can use.
What about, final question from me, what about your group, response time and enough vehicles and water when you reach there and stuff, resources-wise? How are you guys?
All right, so the service being provided by us, we're in a much better place now in terms of unit, in terms of personnel, even in terms of water, because we would have had the addition of some water tenders to our unit. The response time, we have not been able to do much because we have, since I've joined the fire brigade, we have added one additional station to make it 34 stations. So we have not really bring down the response time, and with the increase in the amount of vehicles on the road. But there are plans afoot, and probably in the medium term, there are plans afoot to add some new stations to the number of stations that we have, and that will take the response time down. But in terms of unit, our stations are manned right now. We have units that can respond, and we have personnel who are able to respond. We are basically at a little bit above our complement in terms of personnel. So we don't have issues there. It's just a response time we are working on. We are working with the ministry. We have identified some location based on data that we need to have some stations built to reduce the response time. Some of those stations that we have already started building those stations.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for your service.
You're welcome.
And tell your colleagues that we really appreciate what they're doing, and we pray for them. Right. Deputy Commissioner of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Officer in charge of Fire Safety, Prevention and Investigation, Mr. Sean Martin.
Yeah, after the break, we meet the TVET Teacher of the Year, Tracy Ann Hall.